If you're anything like me, you love new gear. You love new cameras, you love new lenses, you love accessories, and you love getting your hands on them. But here's the thing, you don't always need the latest and greatest gear to make good videos. Some proof of that is the fact that I am recording this on a Fujifilm X-S20 with the Sigma 10 to 18mm lens and a Rode VideoMic Go II. And if you're not sure about when those came out, all of them are 2 to 3 years old. And I can honestly say that these purchases are the best purchases that I've made in quite some time. So in this video, I'll share why I bought the equipment that I did, how it compares to some of the equipment coming out now, and whether or not this is the right setup for you. Let's start with the heart of the setup, the Fujifilm X-S20. This camera came out in 2023, and honestly, I still think it's one of the best hybrid cameras available. You can shoot in 6K and crop in if you need to. You have the Fujifilm film simulations, an articulating screen that makes it great for vlogging. I love the dial setup on the top of the camera. The colors are fantastic out of the camera. The autofocus has been perfectly fine for me. I can easily bounce between the vlog mode, movie mode, and all of my different recipes. I really didn't expect to like the vlog mode as much as I do. I'm using it right now to film this video. It's been really nice to be able to use the film simulations right out of the camera in this vlog mode. I personally really like the nostalgic negative film simulation, but I definitely bounce around between the other ones as well. Now, if I wanted to, I could chase some features that I don't have. I could seek out the 40 megapixel sensor that's on the newer Fujifilm cameras. I could get one that has weather resistance, but ultimately, I don't need those things right now. And if I know that I need that dynamic range, or if I know that I'm going to be syncing up clips and post and maybe using log footage from other cameras, maybe I'll use the movie mode and use F-Log or F-Log 2, but for the most part, I'm filming in vlog mode. Now, even though I'm pretty new to the X-S20, I would say I'm even newer to the Sigma 10mm to 18mm f2.8 lens. So for a while I was using the Viltrox 15mm lens, and honestly, it's pretty great. I do really enjoy it, but when I was vlogging, I found that it was a little bit too tight. Even though it's a lighter lens, you do have to hold your arm out further when you're actually vlogging with it. So even though it's lighter, it actually feels a little bit heavier because you're straining your arm a little bit more. Now when I got the Sigma 10 to 18, I got a much wider perspective, which has been really nice. I can actually vlog with the camera basically 1.5 feet away from my face, and I can keep my arm bent, and it just makes it way more comfortable to hold. Now what's nice too is since I can zoom into 18, I can get a more normal looking image without as much distortion as you get on the 10mm side, so I can use it as almost an everyday lens to take pictures of my kids while also being able to vlog with it. I do notice a bit of a difference between the Viltrox and the Sigma. Obviously, going from 1.7 to 2.8 is pretty significant, so I do notice the low light is not as good, the bokeh is not as smooth, however, it's still perfectly fine for what I need, and what I'm trying to do personally is get past bokeh. One of my goals for this year is to stop down my lenses a little bit more so that I'm not always relying on bokeh to do the heavy lifting to make my images look nice. But one of the benefits to the 2.8 lens is when I'm vlogging, I'm actually in focus a little bit more consistently instead of the 1.7, which has such a shallow depth of field. And then the last piece of this kit is the Rode VideoMic Go II. It's super simple, it's lightweight, it's plug and go. I just love being able to grab it easily and not worry if it's going to die on me when I'm out filming. Obviously, the most important thing about a microphone is its audio quality, which I think is fantastic. You're actually listening to it right now. However, it's not plugged into the camera, it is plugged into the USB-C and recording to my computer. This allows me to use some of the processing functionality that Rode provides in their software, whereas if I plugged it in through the 3.5mm cable, I wouldn't be able to take advantage of that. Now here's the truth. I didn't buy this setup to save money just because they were used or because they were old. I bought them because newer is not always better. And this is true for cameras, this is true for cars, this is true for cell phones and computers. Don't get me wrong, features usually do typically improve. You may get a faster processor, you may get more megapixels, you may get more storage space, you might get a new color like orange. But for most creators, that stuff doesn't matter. What matters is that you actually use your gear, you go out and you film, you make the video, and you just get it done with whatever gear you have. The benefit to doing that is you're going to be much more comfortable with your gear, you're going to know the ins and the outs of it, and that's going to free up your time to just focus on creating instead of focusing on learning a new system. Now, I am absolutely guilty of this. I would not be making this video if I hadn't gone through a bunch of cameras before to get to this point. But a hard truth that you may need to hear, that I also needed to hear and tell myself, is my audience doesn't actually care about which gear I'm using to film. I care more about it than you probably do. Well, maybe not. If you're watching this video, you probably care about what I'm using. But the good thing is when you stop stressing about the gear that you have or don't have, you start focusing on the things that actually matter. Your lighting, your storytelling, your scripting, your composition, all of those things that actually make a good video, compared to just getting a new camera and hoping that it moves the needle on any of those things. Now this setup might not be the latest and greatest, it might not be the sexy new X100 camera, but I'm confident in how this camera can work for me. It's reliable, it's simple, and it lets me focus on the content creation, not just the specs. So yeah, while everyone is chasing the latest and greatest camera, I'll be using these old relics and loving every minute of it. If you're thinking about upgrading your camera this year or getting a new camera, maybe you don't need the latest one. Maybe you just need something that makes your workflow easier, because sometimes the best setup is not the newest, it's the one that gets you creating more often. Thanks for watching, I'll see you next time.